Fabulous people, welcome to the show. Hey, our guest today, incredible guest who embodies innovation, resilience, holistic wellness, okay? From designing patented products to navigating health challenges like myself, you all have heard, and advocating for clean beauty, she's a trailblazer of integrative health and entrepreneurship. Get ready to dive into her journey of balancing family, 3 boys, high school sweetheart, married to her high school sweetheart, wellness, and business while redefining what it means to live toxic free. Welcome to the show, Jennifer Cicci.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to see you. You and I have been on several Zoom calls. You're coming to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right in
Yes.
Pittsburgh. And we've talked many, many times because we both have a passion for clean beauty and toxic free living, or at least trying to get there. And she's going to share how you can't make these changes overnight, but you can make these in small changes. But you have heard me talk for about a year about Oliveda waterless beauty. And this girl is the one that can really set the record straight on it. Actually is waterless. And I know you talk about, oh, is it really? But it actually is, y'all. And we are obsessed with it. But we are going to share another congruency that she and I have. Jennifer and I, after you've listened to me for almost, goodness, for 2 or 3 years now, talk about breast implant illness, my gal shares this journey with me, and our surgeries were very, very close together. So, Jennifer, welcome to the show. And if you and I can now talk about what we were going through that led us to the world we live in now of trying to be more toxic free.
Yes. And it's crazy how many people I have met on social media that have also dealt with this. Like, you don't realize how many people have gone through this. And I got my implants in about 6 years ago. And it was after that that things just started to, I just started to notice certain symptoms. And I ended up, and people don't realize this, but when you get your implants in, your body immediately goes into attack mode. And it does not like them. It just doesn't like them in there. And so every single day, 24/7, your body is just trying to get those implants out. And so my body, from years, and people don't realize this, but when you look at your childhood and you look at, antibiotics that you took and just your childhood health in general, mine wasn't that great. I was always getting pneumonia. I was always getting strep throat. So I already didn't have a great immune system. And so when I got those in, anything that happened after that, my body was just not detoxing properly. I wasn't methylating. And so anything that happened to me, it just made everything worse. So I ended up getting fluoroquinolone toxicity due to taking medications, the Avelox, the Cipro, the Levaquin. That's a whole other podcast. And I ended up with really, really high estrogen. And I even got a tick bite, and my body was so weak that I got lumps all over
Mm-mm.
my neck, and my body was just trying to fight. And so at the same time, my body is just trying to fight all of this inflammation going on in my body. And my functional doc that I was working with for 2 years, because I literally felt like I was dying. I remember I told my husband, I'm dying. Like,
Mhm.
I don't feel good. I was exhausted. I was getting rashes. I didn't look well. And, you can put makeup on and try to make yourself look good, but I never wanted to go out. I was like, that is not what's supposed to happen when you're in your 40s.
Mm-mm.
And so my doctor she actually looked at me as, I mean, she was treating me like a cancer patient because my estrogen was through the roof. We were doing all these tests. We couldn't figure out how to get me better. And finally she said, you got to get them out. And she's like, this is the missing link. She said, I think this is it. And so, and when you go to get those implants out, you need to find somebody good who knows what they're doing, who knows to get that capsule out. And so when you call, it's not like you can go in next week. So, usually it's a six months to a year to wait. And so in that meantime, I was still detoxing, just trying to stay healthy, got my implants out, and lo and behold, And the detox after that does take a while, but I just got tested again and my estrogen is back to normal. I have no more from that tick bite. I got 5 Lyme co-infections.
Ugh,
I have no more of those co-infections. My body is finally starting to heal. And I finally can say, yes, I'll go out to dinner. Yes,
right.
yes, I'm not that tired. And every day it's still a detox, but I am definitely feeling better.
Jen, I do love that you say it is a journey because for me, in my 50s at the time, it was I got them out, I didn't feel better, and I just was like you and like, Am I ever going to feel better?" I mean, I just remember sitting in the studio going and talking to people saying, "Will I ever feel better? Is this the problem?" You talked about estrogen. Okay, so estrogen, you were not taking a supplemental estrogen hormone, you were not taking a bioidentical, you were not taking birth control to elevate your estrogen so much, correct?
Correct. I wasn't taking anything and we could not figure it out. It was actually my estradiol, which was so elevated. It was the highest that she's ever seen in her office. And then my CEA level was going up and down and going up and down. And so she was literally treating me as her cancer patient. And that was really scary. And so I'm like, okay, whatever you need me to do, whatever tests you need me to do, I will do it. And finally, I got my implants out, and it was insane. Within 6 months, my estrogen literally went completely back to normal, and I
Wow.
was in shock.
I mean, it's shocking, and thank goodness my hormones were balanced. It wasn't that for me. It was I was taking the Cipro. I had gut issues. It was just chronic fatigue and so much. But again, once I removed that inflammation, and then again, it's a journey for both of us. I mean, we talk about living toxic free and as much as we can do and changing everything in our lives. I remember Jen coming home and I'm like, oh my gosh, we need a new water filtration. We need this. We need this. And it was actually my doctor, the functional wellness nurse practitioner with my doctor, Dr. Whitfield in Austin, saved my life. She was the one, like, it's baby steps. If you get overwhelmed, that just brings more stress into your life. And so, baby steps, and in almost 2 years, what a difference, right?
100%, 100%, and it's funny how I completely changed my life. Yes, we got a whole house water filtration system. Yes, I try to eat organic when I can. I look at everything I put in on my
Mm,
body now. I never wanna get to that point again where I was, and if you have a body full of toxicity and I do wanna point out, no shame in anybody who has
mm,
their implants in because I know so many people who have them and who are healthy and have no issues whatsoever. And sometimes they look at me like you're nuts.
mhm,
But when you have a body that is the terrain is not healthy and you have that overflow of toxins, that bucket is just overflowed with all these different toxins. If your body doesn't methylate correctly, your body is not going to be able to handle those implants and you are going to see all the effects. So if you're somebody and you have them in and you are sick and you can't figure it out, you're going to the doctor, you're getting blood work, you're getting all the things, and they're like, you're fine. It could be your implants.
mhm.
So, but I just wanted to point that out. I didn't want to put any shame on anybody because I know so many people who have them, love them, will never take them out. And that's perfectly fine.
Absolutely. And I say this all the time because you and I both obviously have lots and lots of friends and acquaintances and followers. We are never trying to shame. And I am certainly not a medical professional, but I'm just going sharing what I've gone through personally myself. And, you know, I understand completely. With me, Jen, I had them implanted. I did it for the wrong reasons, and I didn't like them from the minute. So people have gone, "Oh, so you created this illness in your mind." No. If anyone knows me, I was just not the same person because inflammation was taking over my body. And I've told you I'm doing Cellcore now. Whoa, which is a huge detox plan for 4 months plus. It's tough, and I'm still trying to recover from the toxins that were built in my body, and you told me that you've done similar cleanse and detoxes as well.
Yes. And, I mean, I've done it all. I've done the coffee enema. I have done the hyperbaric chamber. I have done the ozone IV with UV. I have done all these different supplements. I mean, I've done it all. I've done detoxes. I've done I've done so much, and it's never really gonna stop. I feel like, especially with the environment that we live in, from the air we breathe to the food that we eat, just everything that's out there around us, our bodies are constantly detoxing, and we have to be. And that is why it's so important to really watch everything we're putting in and on our bodies. My kids always laugh at me and they're like, "Oh, why do we have to eat this? It's terrible." And I'm like, you're gonna thank me. You're gonna thank
Oh,
me when you're old, have kids, you're gonna thank me.
they will certainly thank you because my goodness, the world is filled with toxins for sure. But in your journey of health, you are an integrated health practitioner, and I know you are so educated in this functional wellness, integrative medicine, and I'm so proud to know you and what you're making it you're making such a difference in so many people's lives. When you started this journey with your health, you weren't doing well, were you at this point of your career with being a functional integrative practitioner?
No, and what's funny is when I had my children, and back 16 years ago, you really didn't see too many clean products on the market. People really weren't looking for the clean products. You know, we just depended on what was in the stores, and we really didn't have that social media to really go and do the research. And it really wasn't until I had my kids till I realized, okay, we need to be looking what we're eating. We need to be looking what we're using. And I actually got certified just for my family. I didn't plan on working with anybody. I just literally did it for myself. And I went and got certified as an integrated health practitioner. I went and did the Wellness Way Academy. I'm currently doing a blood course. I'm getting a second certification with my IHP. And I do want to, this year, I'm going to start helping people with their skin because it's literally not just about the skincare, it's so much more. When with us being with olive tree people, there's so many people that I talk to, they have so many skin issues, and I'm like, "You don't understand, it comes from the inside, it's
Mhm.
from the inflammation." And when you look at somebody and their skin is not good, if they have acne, rosacea, eczema, their body is sick. They're sick inside.
Right.
And so that is my goal this year. I want to really just hone in on skin and really help people. I've talked to so many people and I just feel so bad, and I had it. I had such bad acne. I had rashes on my face so bad. And it was because I had, number one, a bacterial infection in my gut. I had my estrogen that was through the roof. And, there's tests that you can take to find all that out so you can get to the root cause and get your skin beautiful.
You sure can, and you know what? I'm there's no doubt I'm vain. I think everyone knows that. But, I guess I didn't really realize until I had a call with you a couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, Jen. When I was introduced to Oliveda, it was immediate, the Botox in the bottle, it that was what I was looking at, and I was searching for something to share with my followers because a lot of people do come to me and say, "What are you doing? What are you doing to your skin? What do you use for makeup?" And actually, I was quite embarrassed of what I was using because it was so toxic. So, you actually just sparked in my mind of the ingestibles through Olivetta, which we both love, and we're going to talk about that now. But this beauty comes from inside out. And you and I both are taking the IO1. All of this information, y'all, is in the show notes with Jen and I both. But we're taking these ingestibles. And if you could share with us just the difference these have made in your life, because I'm 2 months in on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So olive tree people, and it's funny because when I first learned about them, it all revolves around the olive tree. And I'm like, this is voodoo. Like this stuff is so weird. But I'm a researcher, and so I started to research the benefits of these ingredients that are coming from this olive tree. And lo and behold, there are so many PubMed studies on the benefits of hydroxytyrosol. And olive tree people, what they do is they take the olive tree. We have our own olive tree groves. It's organic. There's no pesticides, no fertilizers. And what they do is they take the olive leaf and they cold press that olive leaf, and out comes, they call it a beauty elixir. And when you look at the benefits of this anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-parasitic, really helps to bring down inflammation. And so when I learned this with this company, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is something my body needs because every day I'm trying to bring down my inflammation, especially, me because of my inflammation." And so I went and I purchased these internals because the company started as an internal company. IO1 was the first product they ever came out with, and it's literally hydroxytyrosol and camu camo. And camu camo is one of the best vitamin C's that you can take. And when you look at what these products are doing from the internal, so we have our I-70, that's actually giving you hyaluronic acid. You take that internally. As we age, our hyaluronic acid gets depleted. And so bringing that in from the inside, and we also have it for the outside, but taking those products with the Camu Camo, the hydroxytyrosol, the also we have a collagen product. We have our own olive oil. 70% of the olive oil on the market is fake. So, just
Mm.
using these internals, using that hydroxytyrosol. I remember I used the I was taking the internals for a good month and a half, and my husband came down the kitchen and he said, "You look different." He's like, "What are you doing? Like, your face looks different. Did you go get something done?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Do I look bad?" And he's like, "No, it's like a good thing. It's like you look different." And I said, "Well, I'm just taking these internals." And he was like, "I need those internals." So now me and him both take our beauty shot every single morning. But the thing is like even the IO1, that is amazing for your immune system. So taking these products internally is truly helping your inflammation. And, we even what the I love that the company also they use all parts of the tree. So they even take the leaf and they crush that leaf up. And when you look at the benefits of olive leaf in all of my courses that I'm taking, all of my education, they always bring up olive leaf. I'm learning about parasites right now.
Mm.
And and olive leaf is the one thing you should be taking when you're on a parasite cleanse. And so there's so many benefits to these internals. And when you start taking them inside, you're working on your immune system, you're working on your gut, you're working on your skin, your hair, your nails, your joints. You're working on everything and you start to notice a difference. And it didn't take me long until I realized I cannot live without these products.
Wow. Wow. So you actually started with the internals and moved your way to the skincare because was that the first attraction for you? Was it the internals?
So it was the internals, and then what happened is they looked and saw what the internal does for the body inside. They looked and saw this, the cell rejuvenation, all from a cellular level. And olive trees last more than 4,000 years. And it's because of what's inside the olive tree. And so when you look at conventional skincare and you look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is usually water. Not that water is a bad thing, we need water, but when you have 70% of water, you now need the preservatives. You usually have those refined oils. And what they do is they take that 70% water and they replace that with the olive leaf elixir. So now instead of just having water, you now have all these anti inflammatory, antibacterial benefits. And you're going to start to see your skin just change. We have before and afters from people who had rosacea, people with acne, people with scarring, people with hyperpigmentation, and they're just noticing these differences. And I will send people products and they use it one night, the next day, they text me and they're like, "I'm in. Whatever this is, I'm in."
It's crazy.
Because they're noticing such.
Right. You know what? I when our precious Lindsay that's on our team, what she was telling me, I remember when she first talked to me about this, she's like, "It's waterless beauty." And I'm like, "How is that a bad thing?" And that is the number one question that I get, and you just answered it. If it's 70% water and beauty, then it's filled with preservatives and something else. So Tell us again about what is actually in it. So there's olive components, olive tree components, and people think honestly, I have to laugh because I put the olive little icon on my stories, and people are like, "I don't like olives." I'm like, "It doesn't taste like olives at all, people. Come on now." But what? So it's actually in it. I mean, there's no water, y'all. I mean, and it's kind of an oxymoron. But if you really listen to what Jen's saying, that's why.
And I want to say too, because you're going to have people go and look at the ingredients and they're going to say, wait a minute, I see water on the label. What does that even mean? And that's because, first of all, we go by European standards, which the US standards are absolutely terrible. When you go and you have a US product, they don't need to test the products. They literally can just put it out in the market and it is, you just got to wait for them to say, wait, that ingredient's bad. In the EU, what you have to do is you have to present them all of the studies, everything that shows that these products are safe and healthy. And so they have water on the label because when you cold press that leaf, you are going to get that elixir, but water is a byproduct. So water will never be the first ingredient on any of our products, but you might see it as a like fifth ingredient or something, not on everything, but on the products you may see water, and that's only because it's a byproduct. And again, water's not bad. It's just why are we filling the entire, more than 70% of the formulation is water when you can add something that is so much better for the skin
Absolutely.
internally and externally.
Absolutely. So, your a lot of your customers, and I'm looking at my demographics, which is 90% women, and at a at a younger age that deals with acne. You and I talked about this yesterday. Deals with acne. But what I'm seeing is women my age that are not balanced with their hormones that are actually having acne breakout and cystic acne as well. So tell us about Oliveda because my daughter Kennedy has actually she is on the acne plan. And so y'all, if you've seen on our stories, there is a fabulous skin quiz. So on our we'll have all these links, but there's a skin quiz to just help you because sometimes you go through these websites and go, what do I need? Tiffany needs this, but she's 60 and Jen needs this. So the skin quiz is great. But talk to us about the people that are listening that this will save your skin with acne.
So, when people come to me and they say, I have acne, I'm actually working with someone right now and she has acne. And you can tell when you look at her face. I'm like, girl, it is inside. Like, you need to get testing done. And that's why I'm so excited to do this for people because testing will tell you so much. But when someone comes to me with acne and they say, what skincare do I need? I always start with an internal. I always say, you need IO1. Like, start that first. That's going to help with inflammation. That's going to help with the gut. It's going to help with so much. And so I always say, you need to add that to cart. Always start with an internal for acne. And then when you look at our products, they help, having that hydroxytyrosol in our products is so anti inflammatory. So when I started with olive tree people, I had acne and it was bad. I mean, it was bad. My face was bad. I do have a before picture and I'm like, I've been holding off showing it. But
Yeah.
I, my face was bad to the point where I didn't want to go out. And, so I started using the Olive Tree People products. And actually, so you have Olive Tree People, but it's an umbrella because we also have other brands underneath Olive Tree People. So we have Oliveda, but we also have LA Dope. And LA Dope is our products that have added hemp into them. And when you look at again, I never used hemp products ever. I looked at the benefits of hemp. I started doing all my research, and hemp is amazing for acne. And so I started using the LA Dope line, and all of a sudden, my skin just started to change. My hyperpigmentation started to go away. But with acne, like there's one product, it's the F81, and that's an AHA product. And you use that once a week at night. You put it on dry skin, you let it sit there for a good 2 minutes, and then you can continue with your regimen. But that is the one product. that and the IO1 that I feel have truly helped my skin. And then we have, so we have amazing cleansers. We're, huge. Again, acne, you need to be double cleansing. And that is cleansing with an oil first and then moving in and then using a gel cleanser. And then we have serums that help with acne as well. So everything is just really helping bring down that inflammation. And if you take the skincare quiz, that skincare quiz is going to, there's a question on there. How bad is your acne? There's actually pictures that show the acne. And you can say, I have a lot, I have a little, and it will actually give you a regimen to help you.
It will. It will. It is absolutely amazing because you can, and it's interesting because I took it a year ago or so, and how much my skin has changed because it certainly is better than it was with inflammation out, for sure. So let's talk about the first month that I kind of announced that I was doing. I posted on social media, just like I put it out there, the F59, which is the Botox in the bottle. We call it the Photox in the bottle. So I am very transparent. I have had so much Botox in my life. It doesn't work anymore at all. So I did use the F59, and what I did notice was the coloration, the skin coloration, my pore sizes, it didn't tighten my skin. I want you to all remember I just had my 60th birthday party. So but it has other benefits. So the F59, Jen, explain to that because it went crazy. My followers just loved it.
Yeah, so it's actually the product that made the company go viral. And there is an ingredient in there called paracriss. And paracriss is considered nature's Botox. And it helps to just tighten the skin. It helps to like relax those muscles, tighten the skin. And so people started using it. And I will say it helps so much more. The more hydroxytyrosol that you use, the better.
Mhm.
So the more, if you have a skin regimen, in the more hydroxytyrosol you're taking internally and using externally, you're going to see a huge difference. But the F59 is one that has that paracriss in it. We also have that paracriss in our eye elixir. We also have a correction eye cream, and those have the paracriss in it as well. So that one ingredient, and what I love about this is even people, I have so many people who get the Botox and the fillers, and but they still love these products, and it's because of how it makes their skin look. It helps to tighten the skin, but it also helps with that hyperpigmentation. It helps to bring down that inflammation. If you use retinol, these products are amazing. We have a hyaluronic acid um, uh, serum that you put on your skin. And when you use your retinol, it helps with this, how with retinols you can get dry and you can get, your skin starts to peel. It actually helps to lessen that. And so we just have so many products that, we have the products that have the paracriss in it. We have 4 different retinols. If you don't want to do a retinol, we have 2 retinol alternatives that are amazing. And we have something for every type of skin type, but if you want that anti-aging, that Paracress is amazing.
It is amazing, and I use it all, and I've shown you all on my Instagram and Instagram feed how many products that I've tried, and someone said, "Do you really use those products?" Yes, I really do. I just reordered because, skincare is expensive, and I'm so impressed with this company because it doesn't break the bank. And like through the end, certain times of the year, we have like bundles that you can buy a certain amount and then a number of products and then get a discount. So I love that because this company continues to make it affordable for people for sure. And I have young customers and customers my age as well. I go back to the retinol. The retinol I use, and it drives me so desperately. It has for 20 years, just drives me out so much. But I actually blend my retinol with the retinol that from Oliveda, and it's cut down on, and I think also the lip balm, but it's cut down on the cracking around my nose and around my mouth. And so the moisturizing is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. And the other thing I want to say about these products is we have a 365-day return policy. And when I learned that with this company, I'm like, how can they do that? That they believe so much that you are going to love these products that they offer that you can return an empty bottle. And we also have free shipping over 50. So These products, so let's say you get a product, let's say you get a retinol and maybe it doesn't work for you and you want to try a different one, you can return it and replace it with a different one. But our retinols are one that is something, especially somebody with acne like myself who had acne and have the acne scars. The retinol was something that I wanted to incorporate. And so when I don't use the AHA, which you're not supposed to use that every night, I do use the retinol. So I think anybody 30 and over should be using a retinol, whether it's a retinol alternative or a true retinol.
Right, absolutely, because it makes a huge, huge difference, and if you look at the research on retinol, it is certainly, certainly there, and I it's been a love-hate relationship for me until I introduced Oliveda into this. So, I have to show everyone, if you're on YouTube, you will see we've done it again the second time in a row. Vogue magazine. Now, this, I believe, is the April issue, and if you go about to the middle section, it's a two-page article on Oliveda, and, having Vogue's stamp of approval, it's just not bad at all. And so tell us again about the other publications that we're seeing Olivetta in, Jen.
Yeah, so we are in Time Magazine and we are going to be in Vanity Fair, and they just keep it coming. The owner, Thomas, said that's not it. He's like, we're going to continue to be in these publications. And so more and more people, it's funny, somebody messaged me and she said, hey, I just saw that what is that company that you work with? Because I swear I just saw it in Vogue. I'm just like, "Yes."
Yes, you did.
So, more and more people are starting to really learn about this brand and how amazing it is. So, in the future, you are going to see a lot more of us, and I love that the owner is doing that, bringing awareness. And again, we are not just a skincare company, we are so much more than just skin. It's truly about beauty from the inside out with our internals. And, we didn't even get to go over all of our internals, but, we have oil pulling rinsing in our with our products. And that's something, they address the oral microbiome, the skin microbiome, the gut microbiome. So, that's a whole other talk, but it just goes to show you they truly are just a different brand. There's nothing like this out there because you're truly getting healthy from the inside out.
And I'm super biased, but a chef by trade and educated chef. And, the olive oils that are on the market, that are on the shelf are frightening, and I just got my olive oil last month, and I'm so impressed with the flavor and just how it just works so well with so many dishes that I have created, and I'm gonna create more dishes with this, but just the olive oil alone, for those of these that are foodies or not even foodies, just your everyday cook, is absolutely positively amazing. So, Jen, I have a question for you. People have asked me a lot, where can I purchase this? And I've shared what our links and so forth. But they always ask, are you in brick and mortar? Are you in a storefront? Are you in Ulta? Would you explain that to everyone?
Yep. So actually, when Olive Tree people were coming over to the US, their plan was to go into spas. Their plan was to go into spas and then work with influencers. And that was when COVID hit. And then they had no way, like they're like, how are we gonna do this? We can't get into spas, they're all closed. And so they learned about direct selling, and that's when they opened up the direct selling model to us here in the US. And we actually have a brick and mortar store opening in LA, and that's going to be it's going to be so beautiful. It's an amazing store that allows you to go in. You're going to be able to try the products. You're going to be able to get a facial and really try the products firsthand, which is amazing. So they're going to be, I don't know the exact date for the opening, but it's going to be a beautiful store. And, but they use us as consultants to really get the word out because we have so many, I can't tell you how many integrated health practitioners that we have with us who are just shouting from the rooftops these products because they are so great. But I do know that LA has the first brick and mortar that you're going to be able to go in. And when you do go in there and you can actually say that you're working with Tiffany and you'll be able to give her name and, Tiffany, you'll know that they purchased and you'll be able to help them. Because at the end of the day, us as consultants, our goal is to get you that beautiful skin, make you feel beautiful, and we want to be able to help you on that journey.
Absolutely. And I love answering direct questions. When people message me, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You mentioned medical professionals that are actually putting Oliveda into their practices and in their spas. So I have a friend that's interested in putting in her medical practice.
Yes. I mean, when you look at the benefits, and, it's funny because when I talk to these practitioners, I just tell them, I just say, just Google PubMed and hydroxytyrosol and see what comes up. And they come back to me and they're like, okay, I need this. I don't think people realize how many benefits these products have, not only for your skin, because these practitioners are dealing with people who have acne, who have rosacea. So they're helping them with their gut. They're helping them, whether it's mold or parasites or whatever it might be, they're helping them with that. But having these products to complement whatever else they're doing is huge. And so, having this skincare for them to use, because at the end of the day, if we are helping people bring down that inflammation, why are you using products that are causing inflammation? Why are you using those products that have that 70% water that's actually going to cause inflammation? We're trying to bring it down. And that's why these practitioners are looking at these products and they're falling in love. They're using them themselves and now they're sharing these products with their clients.
Well, if people have not heard me scream from the mountaintops about how inflammation is so bad for so many of us, it's in our food, it's in our environment, it's in our products we use, and we're just trying to make a difference, a little niche in the world for sure. So, Jen, you are absolutely amazing. I've loved becoming your friend through this company, and of course now my podcast guest. But please tell us how everyone can find you.
So my page on Instagram is called Beauty in the Green. I also have a website. It's just beautyinthegreen.com. But on Instagram, I'm always sharing health and wellness tips. And eventually I will be taking clients and helping them with their skin as well. But Beauty in the Green is where you can find me.
Beauty in the green it is, and she is absolutely precious as she is in person, as she is as you see her on the camera today. And I am so happy to be here and share all of this information. You thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was so fun.
It is so fun. And everyone, we are going to have all this information in the show notes for sure. If you have any questions about Olivetta, talk to myself or Beauty in the Green with Jen, and we are happy to share our information and our journey with this, hopefully going toxic free or making a little dent in our world for sure. And everyone, thank you so much for being here today. And I say this every Tuesday. Keep being fabulous.